Good afternoon everyone. My name is Siddhi Pradeep Tiwari and today here I am presenting my maths thesis group topic triangles and subtopic angle bisector theorem. Now you guys might be wondering what is meant by angle bisector. So angle bisector is nothing but the segment that divides the angle into two equal parts. Considering the angle PQR of 90 degrees respectively and the ray QS bisects the angle PQR. So angle PQS and angle QSR will be 45 degree and 45 degree respectively. Now let's learn what is meant by angle bisector theorem. So the statement basically states that every point of bisector of the angle is equidistant from the sides of the angle. If we are considering the angle PQR, then the ray QS is the bisector of angle PQR, correct? So A will be the point on ray QS. So we have to prove that A is equidistant from the end sides. So AB is equal to AC. Now we will prove this by considering two triangles in the angle, that is BQC and AQC. Now we will prove them by the test that is called as SAA test, side angle test, and then we will get the corresponding side of congruent triangles as AB congruent to AC. Hence prove that every point of bisector of the angle is equidistant from sides of the angle. Now let's proceed to understand what is the converse of angle bisector theorem. So this states that any point equidistant from sides of the angle lies on the bisector of the angle. The statement is exactly opposite to what we have learned in the angle bisector theorem. Here we will prove that angle BQC will be congruent to AQC, that is the ray QA will be bisecting the angle PQR by hypotenuse side test of congruency. Now let's learn what is meant by triangle based angle bisector theorem. So in a triangle, the angle bisector of the angle will divide the opposite sides in the ratio of sides containing the angle. If you are considering the triangle ABC, so AB and BC are the end sides, right? And AD will bisect the BC, that is the angle A. So we will get one relationship. AB upon BC will be equals to the BD upon DC. That is, they will be divided in a total ratio. So now I will conclude my speech about the angle bisector theorem. Thanks for listening to me attentively.
Good morning everyone. My name is Arya Ajit Sonawde from Standard 9th A. Today I am going to tell you about the types of immunity. The immunity is, this word is defined from the Latin immunus. It is help to cure the disease or to keep away from the disease. There are two types of immunity, adaptive immunity and innate immunity. Adaptive immunity is a specific immunity and the innate immunity is a non-specific immunity. There are two subtypes, active and the passive. Active, there are again two subtypes, natural and artificial. It helps to develop the antibodies from the infection or the vaccine. And in passive, there are two types, natural and artificial. Natural, it helps to develop the antibodies which transfer from someone or somewhere else. For example, in natural, there is a milk of mother from the breast, and in artificial, it helps to develop the antibodies from the medicines. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Surgoj Amol Atal from Standard 9 Division and roll number 35. So today my subject is science and subtopic is function of immune system. So I will tell you about how the immune system works. So immune system, it works against the diseases caused to our human body. So there are some types of artificial, natural and passive immune types of system. So they, as per their name, so they work against the diseases. So some of the immune systems works against the disease caused to our human body and to cure them. So immune system works to cure the diseases. So some of the immune system has the ability that if a person is getting this disease before the past time, so if there are chances of the disease to come again, so the immune system works against it to not get the same diseases again. And it also has, when our immune system is high, so it is also said that our chances of being get disease or get sick, it's low. So we should also do exercise regularly. Because of it, because of exercise, our immune system also get help. So that's why we should also exercise, and our immune system also helps us to stay away from our disease. Thank you.
Myself Krishna Deshmukh from 9th C, roll number 9. I am going to tell you the conclusion about journey of English poetry. The history of English poetry was begun since middle of 7th century to the present day. Over this period, many of the English poets have written some of the most enduring poems in the European culture and language, and its poetry have spread globally. The earliest English poetry. It is an hymn's creation according to the legends. Victorian poetry. Victorian poetry was started in 1837 and ended in 1901. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. My name is Saraswati Samat from Standard 9A, roll number 27. And today I am going to present my thesis topic called खंडकाव्य. खंडकाव्य हा एक मराठी साहित्याचा प्रकार आहे. तर चला जाणून घेऊयात खंडकाव्याबद्दल थोडीशी अधिक माहिती. खंडकाव्य म्हणजे काय? खंडकाव्य म्हणजे निबंध म्हणता येईल इतकी मोठी कविता. म्हणजेच कथात्मक कविता यांना खंडकाव्य असे म्हणतात. अगदी सोप्या भाषेत सांगायचे झाले तर मोठ्या कविता यांना खंडकाव्य असे म्हणतात. ह्या कविता इतक्या मोठ्या असतात की त्यांचे अवधी पुस्तक देखील छापता येतात, पण त्या अर्थातच कवितेच्या स्वरूपात असतात. या म्हणूनच त्यांना खंडकाव्य असे म्हणतात. खंड म्हणजे एखादा मोठा भाग व काव्य म्हणजे कविता म्हणजेच पोय. दीर्घ सलग काव्यरचनांनाही खंडकाव्यात दीर्घ व सलग काव्यरचनांचाही खंडकाव्यात समावेश असतो. काव्यरचनांचे खंडांचा कथाकाव्य देखील खंडकाव्य या नावाने ओळखले जाते. खंडकाव्याची सुरुवात कुठून झाली? खंडकाव्य हे मराठी साहित्यात अलीकडेच ओळखले जाते. खंडकाव्यांनी सुमारे 100 वर्षात मराठी साहित्यात पाऊल टाकले. गिरीश या नावाचे पुस्तक खंडकाव्य 1923 मध्ये प्रकाशित झाले व त्याचा उल्लेख सामाजिक खंडकाव्य म्हणून केला गेला.
Morning everyone, my name is Vedanti Vaibhav. I am from Standard 9, Division 8, roll number 30. Today I am here to talk about my thesis topic, that is identity property of rational numbers in addition and multiplication. Now what are rational numbers? Rational numbers are the numbers that can be represented in the form of p upon q, where the q is not equals to 0. The denominator should not be equal to 0. The standard form of rational number. Now, what are the standard form of rational number? To say in the simplest form, the smallest form of rational number are called as the standard form of rational number. It is example as 2 upon 4. It can be converted into 1 upon 2. Then the second is 22 upon 44. It can be also converted as 1 upon 2. 22 upon 66, 1 upon 3. Now, these are all the standard form of rational numbers. Now, what is the identity property? Identity property has two identity elements, that is 0 and 1. The identity element 0 is used in addition and subtraction, while the identity element 1 is used in multiplication and division. Now, the identity property states that when a number is added to 0, then the product or the answer is the number itself. Similarly, when a number is multiplied by 1, the number is multiplied by 1, the product or the answer is the number itself. For example, the identity property of addition. For example, 22 upon 1, 22 into 1, 21, 22 into 2, that is 44. So the number 2 cannot be an identity element, but 1 can. For 22 into 1 is 20. Then the identity property of addition. The identity property of addition states that when a number is added to 0, the product is number itself. That means 22 plus 0 is equals to 20. 21 plus 0 is equals to 21. Similarly, this can be applied for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Thank you.